My name's Bob Jackins. I'm a retired geophysicist, and my current job, if you want to call it that, is working with German Shepherd Rescue of Northern California, and in particular I run a special program called the Tulani program. I just happened to stumble across an adoption day for German Shepherd Rescue, and I happened to be wearing a German Shepherd t-shirt because a lot of the guide dog puppies that we raised were German Shepherds. So some woman ran out and she grabbed me by the arm and she dragged me over there to show me the dogs and signed me up, and I've been doing German Shepherd Rescue for the last 12, 13 years.
The group that I'm working with now, Northern California, German Shepherd Rescue, I guess because there are so many dogs that need rescue, the program was started to try to get them out of shelters, evaluate them for temperament, to make sure that they are safe dogs, to put them in a foster home so that we get to know who this dog is, and then try to find adoptive homes that are suitable for each particular dog. And if we find, for whatever reason, that the dog is not the right dog for this family, or the family runs into trouble 5 years down the line, they lose their home, their circumstances change, we always take our dogs back. I have loved these dogs my whole life, and so when I found out that there were German Shepherds in shelters that needed homes, that needed help, I really wanted to be part of that.
I run this Tulani program, which is a program for special needs German Shepherds. We would bring in only dogs that had an expected lifespan of about a year or less, and that we would find, rather than traditional adoptive homes, we would find foster homes for them that would keep them for the rest of their lives. And the inducement we had was we agreed to pay all the costs.
In the beginning, I would say I did everything, which is to say I went to the various shelters from San Francisco on down to Monterey, Watsonville, to evaluate German Shepherds that were in shelters. I would do the evaluations, and if the dog passed the evaluation, we would put it in the back of the car and bring it home and find a foster home for it. My experience is a lot of people buy a puppy, I suppose of any breed, but more particularly a German Shepherd puppy, because it's little and it's cute, and they think, oh, you know, what a cute little thing to bring home. They find out a couple of months later that this small fluffy puppy has grown into something big with teeth, with a big bark, and if you don't train it and take care of it, it will bark and it will dig and it will claw at the fences and tear up your garden, chew on your hoses, and they decide this is more than they can deal with, and they dump the dog.
German Shepherds are special dogs. They are very smart, sometimes too smart for their own good, and we think we know German Shepherds. Because of their reputation, you know, most of the pictures you see, it's a German Shepherd taking somebody's throat out, or, you know, all the evil things that go on. They're difficult to adopt out of shelters. If we don't take German Shepherds, the odds are they're going to die in the shelter. Our focus in the Tulani program is on quality of life. And our intent is to provide the best life we can for whatever life the dog has left. We're not trying to cure things. We get a lot of dogs with cancer. We try to make them comfortable. We try to make them happy. And when they reach that tipping point where there's no more quality of life, then we do the humane thing. We take them in and we hold them while they get put to sleep.
The whole world needs to understand that these are sentient beings, and to treat an animal badly is, I mean, it just breaks my heart. But I think people don't understand. But they need to. It's just, there's some things I can't even look at because they're so awful. And I wonder, how can a human being treat anything, any other living being that way? It's beyond me.
One of the dogs that's out there now, Canine, he's got severe ear infections. He was dumped at the shelter, and his owner said, he's got ear infections. We don't want to deal with him. And they turned around and walked out, knowing that the odds were that they were going to put the dog down. And people react to that in the way I would hope they would, like, well, you're going to do that with your kids? Do you expect your kids to do that with you? The fact that people treat these dogs as commodities and throwaway items, like, your iPhone that's gone haywire on you, so you just toss it and go buy another iPhone, is not a very admirable quality for our species. You spend a lot of time crying. I'll admit it, I do. For older people, I think one of the greatest fears is for themselves is to end up in a room by themselves, staring at the walls, waiting to die, because either nobody cares or all their friends have died off or whatever. And so it's a very real thing internalized to look at one of these dogs and say, that dog needs my help. Dogs live in the moment. They don't make up stories about what's going to happen in the future. They're not thinking about the fact that they're going to die. They may remember some stuff from the past, but for the most part, they live in the moment. And I've heard people say, if there has to be any emotional pain, I want to be the one to bear the emotional pain, not the dog.
Most dogs are faithful, happy-making companions, and I wish people would appreciate them and enjoy them. Because look what they do for us. I mean, German Shepherds, especially in all breeds, police work, bomb detection work, I mean, name it, they can do it. And mine just keep me company and make me happy, which is what most dogs do, I think. They provide companionship for us, and they don't judge us. They just love us. We could learn a lot from our dogs.
Ah.